Hey, what's up, boys, and welcome back to another episode of Calm Down and Level Up. Today we are here in Millennium Dawn. It's been a little while, boys. It's actually Novum Vexillum, which is the re-uploaded, sort of re-released version of OG Millennium Dawn. And actually, Chaos AI still works with this version of it. And of course, it doesn't work with modern day Millennium Dawn. But today I have a very fun video for you guys. I went ahead and just beefed up good old Iraq. This is, of course, the 2000 start date, so we have Saddam there. I've been actually running the game for about a year, and of course, some silly things have happened, and I'll show you those. But this is the timeline where Iraq has those WMDs. And they don't just have a few WMDs. They have 1,000 of them. And they have the ability to launch them anywhere in the world. So I feel bad for the first country that they declare war on from the Chaos AI mod. And then, of course, also any of the American troops that get dropped off here in Iraq. Because also, I've given them millions and millions of 2020 and later tech equipment, and of course it's only 2001. So Iraq is very strong, 2 million manpower, only 14 factories, but I mean, they're banking on all this stuff that's in reserves right now. Really quick thanks to Curse Potassium, Cull Space, Jordan X, Boba Fett 13, Infinity Mapping, Bubby, and Infinitum Gamer. Thank you all so much for the support. I highly appreciate it. And if you would like to become a patron yourself, make sure to check out the link in the description below. Now boys, I'm gonna get this running, but I'm also gonna run around and show you some of the silly things that have happened across the world. For starters, Egypt, they had their government replaced, I think by Greece, but they were at war with a whole bunch of people. The Greeks and the Russians did a landing and conquered them. The Chinese also had a war. They had a war over here in Central Asia where they annexed some of the Kyrgyzstan territory. They also, I think, puppeted Kazakhstan, and they also puppeted South Ossetia, but that's now under occupation by Georgia. Pakistan and China worked together to kill Afghanistan, and now Pakistan has Afghanistan and Kyrgyzstan as a puppet. And this is what the Chinese faction looks like. Now, the Chinese faction is already at war with what has grown to be the new Western Alliance after I, of course, deleted the factions, the North American Federation. Now, I turned on a mod called Novum Vexillum Global Conflict, and it adds a whole bunch of stuff across the map that just spices up the world a little bit. And one thing I didn't expect it to do was have Californian and Texas revolts in the United States. Oh look, it's Al Gore. But they've revolted. It looks like the US has it pretty much handled. And the Russian Concordat is back. A lot smaller than it was before, but it's back. Romania ate half of Hungary, and then I think, yeah, this is just independent. This isn't even a puppet. It looks like Turkmenistan just declared war on Afghanistan, which is a puppet of Pakistan, of course. So now they have the whole Pakistani army after them, which is actually in pretty good shape. Boys, I would also just like to point out that if Afghanistan was actually annexed into Pakistan, Pakistan would have turned into the chicken again. Oh my god, it's back. We have not seen the chicken in a long time. There are Chinese and North Korean divisions being delivered, or attempting to be delivered, into Texas right now to support Texas's revolt against the United States. How many Chinese got in there? I'm sure a lot of them got sunk out here. I mean, the US and Canadian navies are out here. Oh, there's a lot coming around. There's a lot coming around the bend, boys. I just noticed California is actually the Empire of the Bear. And Lucas Wilson, he's a friend of France. Lucas Wilson, a friend of France, eh? Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, there's a lot of Islamism here, too. A bunch of these Chinese divisions here just landed at 6% strength. Just barely surviving in Texas. That's like the equivalent of having your boat sink and then landing on a desert island only in your pajamas, but being expected to, like, fight a war on that island just in your pajamas. Well, even before Iraq releases its wrath upon the world is already collapsing. China has died from a joint invasion by the North American Federation and, of course, the European Association, which is now Japan, India, and France mostly. And then a whole bunch of other things are going on as well. Texas is still here in open rebellion, and it's taken a bunch of states. It's essentially taken Kansas, Colorado, half of New Mexico, most of Louisiana, and most of Arkansas, and then, of course, some of Missouri. But the Chinese divisions that are here, I mean, average strength 1%. There are now Ethiopian divisions here. All these volunteer divisions from North Korea and China are basically useless. Average strength 9% on this North Korean division. So the Texan divisions are doing all of the work, and they are going to have trouble even making equipment. And then I guess maybe these Ethiopian divisions can help. I'm not sure if that's really going to do much. But boys, we are approaching 2003, and we all know what happens in oh boy. Nepal and India, Korea and India just full annex China, except for Beijing. Beijing appears to be fully independent still, and still has its puppets. So Kazakhstan is a puppet of Beijing, invading, of course, a bunch of others as well. Let's check on Iraq, boys. Oh boy. They're going after Syria. It's gonna be another 100 days. I'm not sure if that's the best timing for them, but to be fair, they don't really know that. So I'm not gonna hold it against them. They seem to be making some more divisions, but of course they already had so many. Is Algeria being invaded by France? Yes, but that's not gonna work, France. You need to land somewhere better. There appears to be some sort of African world war occurring in southeastern Africa right now. We're not gonna pay attention to that this video. That's too much to swallow right now. Canada had most of this territory occupied, and of course the Canadians being so nice, they just left and let the Koreans and Indians take it over instead. Pakistan's, oh boys, the United States of America has declared war on the Iraqi Republic. That was probably a mistake, America. I'm just gonna let you know now. Some divisions were just overrun there. I don't know if those were American or Iraqi or what. Are there any American allies in the region? Georgia, so nothing bordering Iraq. Not to alarm you, but Iraq's nuke number just went down. No idea where that just went off. I'm just gonna have to like watch the US to see if I can see where the nukes are going off. Oh boy, the Americans have been pushed out of Iraq pretty quickly as well. And this is where the game starts for Iraq, boys. They've just finished justifying conquering Syria. 135,000 Americans just died in Iraq. That's more than have died in the Middle East since 9/11 by a long shot. There we go, boys. Oh, the Syrian Arab Republic called Israel. Oh wow, that's something you would not have thought you would hear in the past. The Iraqi Republic declared war on Syria. Iraq is going sicko mode, boys. Is this a poggers moment? I know I don't have a Reddit, but if let's say my channel did have a Reddit and this video goes up, would you guys take screenshots of this and be like, guys, this was an Iraqi Saddam Hussein poggers moment? You know, I'm not really a Reddit user, so if you're on Reddit, you know, let me know. Boys, that was quick. Damascus is all that stands, and yeah, it's already taken. But Iraq is, of course, not done. It has to take out its mortal enemy. Not the US, but of course, the Israelites. Also, the Kurdish state, a puppet that they've made, exists now. Here we go, boys. They're retaking the Golan Heights for the Arabs. Not going quite well. I mean, it's going okay, but they're having a hard time gaining ground. They're down 12 nukes, boys, and I have not seen any of these nukes get dropped. Also, that's a pretty major peace deal over there in Central Asia. They must be dropping these nukes all over the US. Actually, they're at war with a lot of people. They might be dropping nukes on China, too. It looks like Israel pulled some troops off the border there. Oh, they have fallen, boys. The Golan Heights are back under Arab hands. Not the Syrians, but I'm sure the Syrians are now in the Iraqi army after being conquered, of course. Oh, this is a bad day to be from Israel. Oh, was that Jerusalem? Oh, boys. I'm glad we were able to at least get one nuke on tape. I mean, these nukes are going down. The numbers are dropping like crazy. I just can't seem to find where these nukes are actually falling. Oh wow. Rest in peace, Israel. All that stands is basically Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. Oh, finally I caught one. Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has been nuked, boys. Finally. I've been looking everywhere for these nukes that are supposedly falling upon the world. And yeah, there was one there. Pittsburgh has been wiped off the face of the earth. Oh, there goes Washington, D.C., boys. I wonder if they got Al Gore. And I wonder if Al Gore is gonna win the 2004 election. Is that Baltimore too? Richmond, Virginia wiped off the face of the earth. There goes Jacksonville, Florida, and Chicago. All staples of American society, of course. We're about to see the fall of Israel here. They are in their last couple of provinces, fighting for their lives, really. There's a lot of pop-ups here. I'm gonna do F9 just so we can possibly watch the end without interruption. It is kind of dusty over here. Oh yeah, boys. That looked over to me. Now to see what got put in power here. It is a, of course, Iraqi puppet, Israel. The Golan Heights are still in Israel. Those were not annexed into Iraq. The Nationalist Party was put in power, which would probably be very anti-Iraq, but now they are in collusion. It looks like both of the Western alliances, the European Association, and of course the North American Federation, are now at war because Greece is just stomping on all of these Balkan countries. So the North American Federation, mostly the US and Canada to an extent, now not only have to deal with this enraged nuclear power that is, okay, they've made a faction called the Middle Eastern Coalition, but it's mostly just Saddam Hussein. Actually, Saddam Hussein is justifying war against Iran, and Iran is not ready for that. They just spent most of their equipment fighting Pakistan, but the US and Canada now not only have to worry about Iraq, but also pretty much all of Europe. The Saudis are justifying on Kuwait. I'm pretty sure Iraq would consider that to be core Iraq territory. Oh, there we go, boys. Korea apparently called Iran against the French. Okay, but that's not what we're worried about here. Iran joined the North American Federation, and so we have Iran and the U.S. working together. This has gotten that bad to where Iran and the U.S. have to work together to stop Iraq, and even then, that's not going to be enough. Saddam is getting revenge for all those men who died in the trenches in the 80s. Oh, there goes Tehran, boys. 158,000 dead Americans. Oh, there goes Isfahan. Rest in peace. Oh, was that another one? Yes, that was. Mashhad is gone, if that's how you would say that. Oh, Tabriz. Every major Iranian city is now essentially wiped off the face of the earth. They capitulated so fast. They're now at war with Iranian Pakistan. Ooh, the Kurdish just gave them manpower support of 216,000. Wow, they really needed that, didn't they? It's not like they already had almost 2 million. Oh my god. What is going on here? 12 million free manpower in Pakistan, and they're not really building an army. Well, let's see what happens when Iraq gets them. Saddam's forces are now entering Afghanistan, which was formerly the graveyard of empires. Oh, okay. Iraqi Republic took 4 states, and Iraqi Persia was puppeted. Oh, those are some spicy borders right there. Oh, boys, Saddam has filled his dream. He finally annexed Khuzestan. His dream has been fulfilled. He may die in peace now. He just got 385,000 more manpower from the Great Persian Republic. I also just realized that India and Korea are at war, which is another big front of the North American Federation versus European Association war. Iraqi Pakistan was puppeted, boys. It went from being independent to being Persian Pakistan to being independent briefly to now being Iraqi Pakistan. Iraq's empire is looking pretty thick though, boys. Iraq has officially dropped 100 nukes, boys. I think a lot of them are being dropped over here in Asia, but I just haven't seen any yet. And then of course the US, I'm sure, is still seeing a good amount of nukes. And Canada probably too. Ottawa, you know, Montreal, Quebec City, Toronto, they've probably been nuked as well. We just haven't seen it. The US has called Saudi Arabia. Wait, did Saudi Arabia join a faction? They joined the North American Federation, which means, yeah, they would, I guess, join the war against Iraq, but that's probably not what they wanted to do. That was probably not the outcome that Saudi Arabia would have liked to see. Division just got knocked out of existence from one attack. Oh my god, these divisions are just being annihilated. They're being Thanos snapped away, boys. I feel kind of bad. I'm gonna be honest here. I feel kind of bad for Saudi Arabia. Slovak Republic? Oh, Slovaks died. Rest in peace. Oh, there goes. Did they do? Okay, they did not nuke Mecca. Jeddah got nuked, and of course Riyadh got nuked. Mecca though, if Saddam wants to stay in good standing, good eyes, good opinion with most Muslims, they probably should not drop the nuke on Mecca, but we'll have to see. We have no idea. This AI is wild. Uzbekistan also apparently joined the North American Federation, but they're like super landlocked. They're not gonna be reached by Iraq at all. Iraq is at the doorstep of Riyadh at this point. It's looking pretty bad for Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has put up more of a fight than before, but that's probably also just because they are a giant desert and it's very hard to fight through this thing. Medina has fallen though. I don't think Iraq is going to be stopped for a very long time. They're starting to run low on some equipment. It looks like they don't have motorized artillery, which I did not give them. You can see the things I didn't give them, which maybe I should have, but you know, whatever. Did a country just join the Middle Eastern Coalition? I heard the join faction noise. Burkina Faso, I think. The state of Burkina Faso. They've allied themselves, the Mega Chads, with the Iraqi Republic. There's more factions just popping up all over the place too. Like we now have this Armenian faction. Looks like Riyadh is about to fall as well. Yes. Mecca is the new capital. That's probably a bad idea, making that your capital. That's just going to make it a target for more nukes. Also, this whole region of Saudi Arabia was just cut off. It looks like Russia is at war with Kazakhstan. It has no divisions. It's in the European Association faction, India, but it does not seem to be fighting with India. India does not seem to be defending it from Russia. Also, I didn't turn my recorder back on, but Arabia was killed off. Iraqi Arabia now exists. You can see here, the Iraqi Empire is very big. What battle is happening right here? It's like an Indian division is fighting something. I can't tell what though. They have an arrow pointing at India and all their troops dumping over there. Okay, they are justifying on India. Oh wait, Iraqi-Congolese war. Okay, I forgot that they're like at war with a whole bunch of Africa because of this whole Burkina Faso situation. Okay, there we go. Well, that's just them joining the Congolese war. Apparently Indonesia can join the faction, and Sudan. There it is, boys. We have the Iraqi Republic has called Alania into the Iran-Indian war. Okay, they are just doing everything here. So yeah, Iraq has South Ossetia in their faction now. This thing has changed alliances so many times in this game, but it looks like Iraq is about to deliver a devastating blow to India, boys. India, oh, look at that. What's this Indian division doing over here encircled? Yeah, the Iraqis are just blitzkrieging through India extremely fast. I think most of the Indian army is actually over here fighting Korea for like the Koreans, and it looks like the Americans, probably Canadians as well, for control over China. Saddam is coming in and he's changing the game again. Iraq might just deliver a knockout blow to India like that quick. This is Iraq's equivalent of the invasion of the Soviet Union for them. Let's hope they don't screw this up. Are they actually at war with these guys? No, just parts of it over here. The Indians have formed some sort of line to try to stop the Iraqi blitzkrieg. Iraq has entered Nepal, and they are also in Tibet. Okay, there was a big African peace conference. It looks like the European Association is winning out in Africa. Also looks like something happened over here in Syria, but can't really tell what. Something dropped in, took some land, and then left. Poland and Ukraine are apparently at war, and neither of them are in a faction. Ukrainian war on Poland. So Ukraine actually started the war. Poland seems to be doing better in the initial fighting, but that could change at any time. India is currently like at war with almost everyone around them. Okay, so now that Iraq is actually at war with India, that means they're at war with Europe, and I'm sure some nukes will be dropping on Europe. Try to catch them. Oh, yep, there it goes. Palermo, Naples, wiped off the face of the earth. There goes Venice. Venice is probably no longer an island, it's probably a crater now. Saddam's advancement seems to have slowed into India, but his divisions still seem okay. It's mostly just probably replanning attacks. Looks like Ukraine joined that Armenian faction as well. So we might see some Armenian support against the Poles. What is this? This is a British division attacking into Arabia. It's not working very well. The Arabians are now building their puppet divisions. Iraq has only taken 20k casualties compared to India's 171,000, as well as a whole bunch of others too. 47,000 Greeks, mostly done by Iraqis. 30,000 British killed by Iraqis, 12,000 Portuguese killed by Iraqis, 6,000 Italians, over 17,000 Finnish, all killed by Iraq. Oh, turn that off, turn that off. That was very border gory. I do not want to look at that map mode. I just want to look at the nice clean faction map mode right now. Oh, okay, boys. Looks like Iraq has stepped up their offensive in India. Apparently Lithuania was just eaten. Why is this the Italian Republic? Yeah, Russia just ate Memel and then replaced the party in power in Lithuania. Mumbai, another major Indian city, has fallen to Iraq. It's not going to be too long before India probably capitulates. Also just want to point this out, boys. Federal Republic of Somalia. It's very big. Oh, and also these Saudi garrisons. These have been doing wonders from stopping naval invasions. Despite what Iraq is doing, India is still defeating the Koreans. The Koreans are just doing really awful, apparently. Yeah, even in Korea, they've lost Seoul. Their only division there is a 17% strength division. Boys, India has officially collapsed, and the United States of America apparently holds all the territory that Iraq didn't get, and others. Now, others are all racing for it, like the Russians. The Koreans are now back, but of course, and mostly, Iraq. They have pretty much no one to stop them now because the Americans can't really hold any of these lines. There are some remnants of the Indian government still around, like here in Goa. The Iraqis are also fighting the Russians, so that's going to be a little bit more resistance for them. Hey, 13k manpower from Burkina Faso. That's very nice of them to give. And Pakistan to another 259,000, and another 250,000 from Persia. That's 79,000 from Arabia. Ah, boys. Iraq's empire has surely gotten pretty big. We're gonna leave it here though, boys. Man, if only the US didn't engage in long-term overseas regime change wars, then none of this would have happened. Saddam Hussein wouldn't have nuked half the world. He wouldn't have created the largest empire since the Mongols. Anyways, boys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this episode, make sure to like, favorite, and subscribe if you guys are new. Make sure to check out the Patreon link if you're interested in becoming a patron, and I will see you guys all next time. Peace.